Now, what I'm about to tell you is one of the trickiest concepts that exist in SQL. So if you get a handle on this, you are ahead of the game completely. So I'm going to make this as easy for you as possible. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my where clause altogether, and we'll just get the whole set of person records, everything sorted by first name. And let's say we are interested in all of the person records that don't have a title. Let's say your boss has said, I want a list of all the people that don't have the title filled in so that we can go fix it up and put titles in where appropriate. So we want all of the records where there is no title. How do we do that? Well, if we look down title, we notice that some of them have a value like Mr. And if I scroll down here, yeah, there's another Mr. And there's a couple of Mrs. there. Great. But there's also a whole bunch of them that have this thing here called null. Now, what does null mean? Null means blank. It means the absence of a value. It actually doesn't mean, in fact, let's say, I know what you may be thinking here, right? Well, let's get all of them where title equals. This is where you might think that this would get you ones that don't have a title. But you're probably thinking, let's just type title equals quote, quote. Nothing in there. No, it doesn't. We were expecting all the nulls there. That didn't work. Let's try another tactic. Let's go where it actually exactly equals null. Let's see if that works. No, it doesn't. What's happened? Well, it's because of the nature of null. Now, I'm just going to comment out this line as we saw before. Let's get everything back. Okay, now it's to do with the concept of null. Now, null is, the reason none of that worked is because null is a very special value in SQL, and it is actually the absence of a value. It's like a blank, but it's actually worse than a blank. It's actually, there is no value. It's kind of like a black hole. Now, for all the sci-fi fans out there, you may have seen episodes of TV where, some starship comes along in space and it comes up against a black hole, and, the captain says, scan that anomaly in front of us, scan that black hole, and they find nothing. There's nothing inside it, there's nothing coming out. It is a vacuum. There is absolutely nothing inside it. Well, there is nothing inside it. There is no value that you can compare to. You cannot say where title equals null, quote, null, quote. You can't even say, if I just re-enable that, you can't even say where title equals null, because we don't get anything, because null is not capable of equaling anything. It cannot be greater than or like anything. So if I just disable that again, it's because it has no value. We can't compare it to anything. So it's almost like black holes, you've heard where the normal laws of physics don't apply. Well, with nulls, it's almost like the normal laws of SQL don't apply. So how do we do that? How do we get those nulls? How do we get a list? How do we identify the nulls? Well, this is how we do it. Well, I'm going to re-enable that line again. And it's using a special word in SQL called is. Title is null. So let's give that a go. Hey presto, there you go. We've got our nulls. So we're basically telling it, get us ones where the column is in the state that is null. So that's how we do it, is null. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to revisit our good old friend, the not word, which is a pretty powerful command. We saw earlier with the like command is that not can work in with other commands like, and it can work in with the is command as well when we're testing for null. So let's say we want all the ones that are not null, that actually have some sort of a value in there. Let's just check it out. So title is not null. And check that out. If we scroll down, we can see there are absolutely no nulls inside, not a null among it, not any nulls among the set. So again, another example of how SQL is based on plain English. That makes perfect sense there, where title is not null. So let's recap what we've learned about nulls. A null is the absence of a value. And because it's the absence of a value, there's nothing there to compare to, so we cannot use the equals operator on it. What we can do is we can compare to nulls using is null, or we can compare to something, or the lack of a null, in other words a proper value, find proper values, by using is not null.